quite interesting filming this path like that, just a little bit in silence, just walking along. And it came to me of, it's quite similar to when you write, when you record clips. So, for example, I've been struck the last few times of what am I looking at when I'm recording. So, when I do clips for another channel, am I looking through the screen and recording, or am I looking at the scene I'm recording? Interesting, isn't it? And it's a bit like that with writing, I think. And I try to take that part out. I try to write what I want to write. And sometimes I do get caught up in, how is this going to sound for the reader? How is this going to be for the reader? And of course the problem with that is there's so many different readers, hopefully, out there. I mean, everybody's individual, so even if you only have 2 readers, even if I only have one other than me, every reader is different. Every person who picks up my book or reads my words somehow is going to view them differently, is going to be at a completely different point in their life than the other person, completely different point in their life than me. When I'm writing it, they're going to think something maybe completely different about what I've written, take it completely differently. It's the same when you record clips, isn't it? These and those I do for my other channel. What are you looking at what are you seeing? What are you looking at? What are you hearing? What are you doing? How are you doing it? Am I looking through the screen? Am I looking at the scene? Sometimes I'm looking at my feet if I'm walking, just to make sure I'm not going to suddenly go flying over something or into something. And then probably I'm looking through the screen more than I'm looking at the scene. I'm making sure I'm not shaking, or I'm not taking the camera elsewhere, because sometimes you can get distracted and the camera goes with you. And then when I stop like this, I'm definitely looking at the scene ahead of me. I'm taking it all in. A bit with my writing. When I make a point of stopping and reminding myself why I write and who I'm writing for, and the only thing that I can write, I can only write things from my perspective. Same in life, I can only see things firstly from my own perspective. If I have time, I can ask other people about theirs, but essentially I can only see life through my own perspective, and I can only write in the way that I see life. I can only write as me. I can only write what I want to say. And if the reader picks up something from my writing, brilliant. If they hate it and disagree with it, even better, because at least they're having a reaction and it's sparking that point of response. Brilliant. Same with the scene, I love all nature. I film the nature that's around me. Predominantly at the moment it's a local park where I film. But if I was in mountains, I'd film in mountains. If I was by a river, I'd film by a river, and I have done in the past. We can only do it from our own point of view, our own perspective, our own experience. So hopefully that helps you. If there's something you're doing creatively and you think, how am I seeing this? How am I portraying it? How am I showing it? You can only do it from your point of view. And that's helped me today when I go back and write, hoping to have a creative day today. When I go back and write, that will help me.